Can you solve this math challenge? Here's the question. Solve for all possible values of x that satisfies this equation x plus 2 raised to the power of 4 plus x raised to the power of 4 equals 82. Now you can pause this video if you want to give this problem a try. And now, let's answer this question together. Alright, so our goal here is to solve for all possible values of x. When we say all, so we are not limited to the real numbers. So we can also get the complex solution. Alright, so given this equation, x plus 2 raised to the power of 4 plus x raised to the power of 4 equals 82. Now, to answer this question, one thing we notice here is, what if we expand x plus 2 raised to the 4th power? If we do that, we get x raised to the 4th power plus 8x cubed plus 24x squared plus 32x plus 16. Yikes! Then, after that, we need to add x raised to the 4th power to this x raised to the 4th power. Oh my gosh. So, this method will work, of course, but I don't want to try this. Alright, so instead, what we're going to do is to let y be equal to x plus 1. Now, y is x plus 1 because we have here x plus 2, and we can see this x as x plus 0, and the middle of 2 and 0 must be equal to 1. Alright, so we can replace x plus 1 with y. The reason, if we solve for the value of x, x must be equal to y minus 1. So we can replace all x with y minus 1. So if we do that, we get y minus 1 plus 2 raised to the 4th power plus y minus 1 raised to the 4th power equals 82. Now, negative 1 plus 2, we know this is just positive 1. By the way, take note that x equals y minus 1. Alright? And negative 1 plus 2, this will give us positive 1. Now, here's the good thing. If we expand y plus 1 raised to the 4th power, we get something like y to the 4th power plus 4y cubed plus 6y squared plus 4y plus 1. And if we expand y minus 1 raised to the 4th power, we get y raised to the 4th power minus 4y cubed plus 6y squared minus 4y plus 1. Now, why we emphasize this negative 4y cubed and negative 4y? Because we have positive 4y cubed and positive 4y right over here. So, if we add this is gone, this is just 0. Alright? So, we can replace this with its expanded form. And we can replace this with its expanded form also. Now, positive 4y cubed and negative 4y cubed, this is just 0. They are gone. We can cancel both of them. And also, positive 4y and the negative 4y, they are gone. This is just equal to 0. And now, let's focus on this result. Now, let's combine like terms. Y to the 4th power plus y raised to the 4th power. This will give us 2y raised to the 4th power. And 6y squared plus 6y squared. This will give us 12y squared. Very simple. 1 plus 1, this is just 2. And then, let's equate this to 0. So, let's subtract 82 on both sides. Now, if we do that, we get 2y to the 4th power plus 12y squared plus 2 minus 82 equals 0. 2 minus 82, this will give us negative 80. And all of this coefficient is divisible by 2, so why not divide all of this by 2? Now, this becomes 1. The coefficient of y squared becomes 6. And the constant term becomes negative 40. So, we have y to the 4th power plus 6y squared minus 40 equals 0. Now, let's factor this. This is very easy to factor because negative 40, we can rewrite this as 10 times negative 4. And 10 plus negative 4, this is simply equal to 6. So we can factor this as follows. We can factor this as y squared minus 4 times y squared plus 10. Because positive 10 times negative 4 will give us negative 40. 10 plus negative 4, this will give us positive 6. So we can replace this with its factored form. Now, it is equal to 0, so we can use 0 property. So at least one of them must be equal to 0. So we can say that y squared minus 4 equals to 0, or y squared plus 10 equals 0. Now, using the first case, let's add 4 on both sides to solve for the value of y. Then get the square root on both sides. Now, take note that we have an even exponent right over here, so we have two possible values here. We have positive or negative square root of 4. Now, the left-hand side of our equation, this is just y. And square root of 4, this is just 2. So, y must be equal to positive or negative 2. Now, how about on the second case? Let's subtract 10 on both sides. So, we have y squared equals negative 10. Now, let's get the square root on both sides. Again, we have two possible values here. So, we have positive or negative square root of negative 10. On the left side, square root of y squared, this is just y. And square root of negative 10, this is equivalent to 10i, because we are not limited to the real numbers, because we want all possible values of x. Alright, so y must be equal to positive or negative I multiplied by square root of 10. Now, we know already, it says that x must be equal to y minus 1. And y is also equal to positive or negative 2. So, let's replace this y with positive or negative 2. So, we have two possible values of x here. We have positive 2 minus 1 and negative 2 minus 1. Now, let's simplify. Positive 2 minus 1, this is just positive 1. And negative 2 minus 1, this is just negative 3. So, we found two real values of x that satisfies this equation. We have positive 1 and negative 3. Now, this is not all possible values of x, because we know also that y must be equal to positive or negative I times square root of 10. So, x again must be equal to y minus 1. And this y must be also equal to positive or negative I times square root of 10. And again, we have two possible values here. We have positive I times square root of 10 minus 1 and negative I times square root of 10 minus 1. Now, the third value of x, we can simplify this as negative 1 plus I times square root of 10. And the fourth value of x, we can simplify this, or we can write this as negative 1 minus I times square root of 10. Therefore, we found four possible values of x that satisfies our given equation. X plus 2 raised to the fourth power plus x raised to the fourth power equals 82. And our answer, x equals 1, x equals negative 3, or x equals negative 1 plus or minus I times square root of 10. And that's all the possible values of x that satisfies this equation. And as always, we are done.